Hello, lovely. I've decided to make an appearance to quell some rumors that you may have heard about me. I am Renwick, Ugrave of Haun Karduk, otherwise known as Bear Keep. And my name has been slandered quite a lot during these past few weeks. But I assure you, I am no villain, no thief, no monster. I'm only a man trying to do what is right. For all of you. And these horrible brutes that have been sullying my good name, I promise you they'll be dealt with. So, let's take a moment to meet them. It's one of the last times you'll be able. I think we'll begin with Elodie's little mage. Cersei, was it? Say hello, darling.
Okay. No, I'm Luna, otherwise known as Druid by Night, and I'll be playing Cersei Aveline, and ooh, if it wasn't for love.
Let's see, who's next? Ah, yes, little cub I so graciously left alive. Ingrid of Sintra. Well
Hello.
met.
Hello, I am the Azure Butterfly, or Azure for short, playing Ingrid of Sintra, and I am fucking coming for you. Prepare yourself.
Yes, yes. Ah, and finally the murderer, the thief, the vagrant. Nyoka, I believe.
Um, yeah, I'm Edge playing Nyoka. I don't I don't know why Renwick is acting like they don't have the instructions on how to introduce us, but it's the same thing. We same, every week.
I hope you've made your peace. I hope you said your goodbyes. Now, let's begin my story. So, welcome everyone to Ways of Old. Little, bit of a spoiler, a little bit of a preview of what's to come. However, for today, let's begin with a recap. And as usual, I have not assigned anyone for a recap, so I'll be giving that to you myself. Last we left our heroes, our witchers, our mage. They had journeyed into the ruins of Old Vizima, elven ruins where they had killed a Bruxa, found Master Colgrim of the Viper Witcher School, and then went on to find more danger. A higher vampire was working magic unknown to the three of these. Elodie performed almost guarding as she took out plumards that were swarming this individual, keeping him safe as he read his tome. Nyoka, in a rage, perhaps impassioned by the death of one of his masters, quickly made his way to the higher vampire, performing this ritual. Sneaking up behind him, he severed his head from his body using his own silver sword and his old master's. The three made quick work of the remaining plumards. Nary a scratch on them, for now. Our heroes then made their way out of the ruins of Old Vizim after retrieving the book that Yuain was reading from and began to finish their evening. They returned to the Fox and the Crow. Ingrid, Elodie, and Cersei shared a moment together, a moment of vulnerability. Ingrid confessed that she could forgive Elodie, if just a little. There was some clarity that was made as Nyoka was tending to his wounds. After a conversation and a understanding and embrace, Elodie and Ingrid came to a sort of agreement. Elodie had a contract for Ingrid, and the head of Renwick should be delivered to her upon its retrieval. This is where we left our Witchers and our mage in the Fox and Crow. Nyoka had just come out. A little bit confused by this moment. This is where we find you all now. The scene is yours.
Yeah, so I look at Nyoka and was like, not now, no.
Because if I remember correctly, the last thing that we heard was Nyoka saying, "The hell is this? The hell is going on here?" or something like that.
That's exactly right.
So at that moment, Ingrid, who would still be in Elodie's embrace in that moment, would have literally stiffened and then would attempt to shift and pull herself away, and then with her back still to Nyoka in that instance, quickly and swiftly with the palm of her with her wrist, wipe away any tears that might have been there, and clear her throat.
Understood.
Should I like go back upstairs or something? Or
No, a lot has happened, and a lot needed to be said. I am sorry you had to see me in this way. Is what she's saying. She's saying this pretty quickly.
okay. Well, go ahead.
I was just
Cersei.
going to say, I was actually about to get a bottle of wine. I can get another. If we'd all like to share and wind down after such a tough evening.
I could use some wine.
There's a visible chuckle after he hears the wind down part.
Elodie, of note, Ingrid has not. Physical contact has not been broken. She's removed herself from you rather than keeping hug you, but she's holding onto your hand, giving it like a reassuring squeeze.
She will definitely squeeze back. Her hand
Do
is.
I notice this?
Let's see. They're standing strategically closer together. So let's have a human perception roll from me, if you kindly.
With Ingrid's back to, because if I remember correctly, there's the stairs where Nyoka is. Cersei would be right here, and then my back would be facing the stairs where Nyoka is, looking towards Elodie right ahead of me. If I'm correct, right?
And after you had turned to look at Nyoka, unless you guys are having a conversation, we'll kind of not making eye contact if you'd like.
Ingrid never turned to look at Nyoka. She just said those things with her. She's trying not to. Her eyes are probably a little puffy right now.
Fair.
Tears had been streaming, so she tried to wipe those away, but she is trying not to make eye contact in the moment. No.
Understood.
I got a 10 on that roll.
A 10. Elodie's positioned herself in such a way that she's kind of using Ingrid's form to hide her hand, but kind of peeking around and also using her own leg to block anything that may be seen. You don't really notice this. They're very close, but you don't notice the hand holding.
Well, I'm down for some wine
Absolutely.
and discuss what just happened.
And Cersei will smile at Elodie and go to where she keeps her special stash of the best wine that she could buy.
She is going to make eye contact with Cersei as she passes in that moment, if she can, and it's almost like she's watching Cersei, and there's kind of like a shocked look on her face as there's kind of like, that moment when you have like a lot of high emotion and you don't really exactly understand some of the things that you just said in the moment, and she's kind of having that moment where she realized everything that she just said in front of not only Elodie but Cersei as well, and she's just a lot of shock and oh god.
Noted. You may do with that information what you wish, Cersei.
I don't really do anything with it. I just take it into consideration, and as I'm walking away, I'm thinking like, I mean, I'm not gonna. That's fine. I'm not gonna do anything with that. I understand, but also thinking about like, man, that's my woman. She's so nice.
At this point, Nyoka's honestly thinking like, well, maybe now they're all real friendly. I don't. Maybe I missed something, but okay.
Noted. Perceptions of the group, as they might be. Wine is retrieved, and the evening is yours. What would you guys like to do?
I'll direct everybody into the service room, which is where this is exactly what it sounds like, where I perform magical services for people. And it's just a round table with chairs around it. It's not a tavern, but it's all I have. Unless you want to be unless you want to be in the attic next to the body.
I will say before Ingrid joins you all, she will go into a private area for a moment and remove her armor, and set it aside for the moment. Kind of feeling the weight of it in that moment and not wanting to she's wanting to let herself breathe a little bit. When she joins the rest of the group, she is wearing exactly what I'm wearing right now.
Excellent.
Excellent. So this gives Cersei and Nyoka and Elodie a moment if you guys would like to have a conversation, if there's anything you guys wish to discuss, while Ingrid doffs armor.
So are like all three of y'all a thing now, or?
I'll look at Elodie. Not that I know of. And just smile at her.
I believe it would have to be a very long discussion. Are you jealous?
I'm
No.
sorry.
She asked Nyoka if he was jealous.
Just, I guess you don't see that every day.
No, I don't think most people see a lot of what I've seen or what we've seen at all in the past few days. I mean, I had two Witchers show up at my doorstep at the same time. Felt like fate.
As you say that, Ingrid will walk in and literally say, "Fuck fate, fuck destiny. I need wine." And she will sit down.
Yeah. I pour it and distribute it and sit close to Elodie.
Okay. My next question was going to be if there were cups distributed, but if you guys were going to do the tavern, pass the bottle around. But it sounds like you're more proper than I am, so fair enough.
Cersei absolutely is.
Well done. You guys
Can you-
have glasses.
Can you describe to us what the glasses themselves look like?
Oh no, they're glasses, man. They're wine glasses. What do you want from me?
Why are you doing this?
I would say that the wine glasses that you have are engraved, perhaps, just with floral design. But you guys have a moment if you guys would like to have your conversation.
Y'all have everything. Y'all got that book
Yes, I have the book.
and
Plan on-
whatever that Bruxa had on her. Did she have anything on her?
She had the signet ring, and Ingrid will pull from her little. I almost said fanny pack. No, her little side pouch. She will pull out the signet ring that she had, plus all the parts. But I do not think any of you would want me to just dump the parts onto the table here.
No. Good call.
Do I recognize the signet ring?
It's not a symbol that you would have seen, unfortunately.
What does it look like again, exactly?
It is. It looks like a combination of. You've all shown proficiency with some limited, at least, at the very least, a limited ability with Elder Speech. In combination of 3 letters, in Elder Speech. I can send it to you. I can pull it up for the stream as
Very
well.
cool.
Uh,
I mean, Ingrid has a 2 points in Elder Speech.
yeah, absolutely. So, while I do that, please converse. I'm so fucking sorry.
Oh no, do your thing, do your thing. Ingrid is kind of just in this moment, still in kind of like the wind down, thinking in her head moment about everything that kind of just transpired, the contract, the emotions that were there. So she's just kind of sitting there like this, with like she would have handed over the ring to Nyoka to look at, and then she would have just held the wine glass with both hands, not very daintily at all, and just nursing it.
Ingrid, when was the last time you had a proper glass of wine?
We had wine and mead at Bear Keep, and but it was always in a mug because glass did not always do so well in the extreme cold. It would easily shatter. Though there was this one time where I had to work for. You remember working for the nobles in Sintra before we had met. They tried to teach me, but limited. It is limited. And she's just sip.
Just asking.
She's gonna tilt her head a little bit for her brow, like she's just confused, trying to think about why, what's important about that, or anything. But she's not gonna say anything.
No, what Cersei says, just asking. She takes a sip. She's just smiling to herself.
Ingrid is now going to very carefully watch how Cersei holds her glass.
Oh, it is trained.
Is like full on.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah, okay.
that was yeah.
What were you going to say something?
No, go ahead. By all
I was
means.
just I was just going to commend you on dispatching that mage, that vampire, as quickly as you did.
Ingrid's eyes move from Cersei's glass hand to Nyoka.
Yeah. Thank you.
It is
I mean,
so.
still alive, yes, right?
I mean,
Depends on what you mean by alive.
exactly.
I have his heart separated. I can go bring it and show it to you if you want.
I believe you.
Well, we're gonna need to look at it later on anyway. So
Very true. Very true. Nyoka, she's gonna take an. How much wine would you have? Would Cersei have poured into that?
I don't know. Like,
Just a normal.
Probably, yeah, probably.
Or are we talking fancy restaurant amount, or it's wine girlfriend nights hanging
it's
out?
my girlfriend night.
Oh, so it's fully to the brim. Okay.
Not to the brim, but it's full.
All right, understood. Well, even so, after those sips, she's gonna take a breath after saying what she just said, and then completely finish down. Place it right back down. Place the glass carefully. Sorry, I slammed my glass. I'm not gonna break your glasses. I swear. She's gonna carefully place the glass down and be like, "Y- uh, "There is no easy way for me to say this. I've been going off of my limited knowledge, um, of what it means to be a Witcher. Uh, I lost my mentor at a young age, and Bear Keep and everything that I knew soon followed. I have not had as much practical Witcher experience as I could have. Most of it was stuck to Bear Keep outside of one big group hunt. And I kind of just have been going along ever since. I would, if you are willing, I would like to. What is it that they say? Pick your brain. Learn from you a bit, if you are willing.
I suppose I never really, you know, taught. Of course, I had training and practices, but um, yeah, sure, yeah.
If anything, I would just like to study your ways a bit more. The way, as Cersei put it, um, the way you dispatched, fuck, what was his name? Did we actually?
You guys never learned
Ewan?
his name.
Oh, we
He
never
was
learned
dead before you guys even. Oh, I'm sorry, I lied. Elodie spoke his name. His name is Ewan.
Ewan. You disposed of Ewan very, very swiftly, very, very eloquently, for him being the higher kind of his kindred. I, my desires. What skills you may have, I wish to witness. I wish to learn what I can.
Well, I'll do my best. But as we go on, just realize that what might be right for me may be different for you. But we'll
Very
find
true.
your strengths.
That is all I ask, and I appreciate it. Thank you. Um, she'll look to Cersei then, and down to her glass, and then back to Cersei, and then give an awkward smile, and then say, "May I have some more? I'm sorry."
Rather than getting up to pour it, she'll just kind of slide the bottle over.
Ingrid will definitely take the bottle and start pouring more in there.
Excellent. So I'm unable to find the proper symbols. There's a little bit of conflicting information, plus some hard drive issues. But what you see on the signet ring, there is the symbols that represent Bieg and Vierne, little winter, in Elder speech. The third symbol is above it, and it means king.
Little Winter King? Is that what you just said?
There is one symbol that means king at the very top, and then the two symbols below that mean little winter.
King Little Winter.
Little Winter. That's
I'm
what's up.
I'm reserving my judgment. You know what? This is a judgment-free zone.
Well,
But that does sound like an Xbox Live gamer tag.
Lovely.
I love that for them. I don't think Cersei saw the ring last session.
I don't believe so, no.
I'll
what
pass it on to,
yeah, I'll look at it real close. Is there anything? I mean, is there anything I could roll to discern anything about it?
Absolutely. Let's see. How is your education.
Phew.
Well, let's call it either education intelligence. I think that may be the only thing I can think of. If you can think of something else, by all means.
Sounds right. It fell. Okay.
Aren't signet rings usually used in not only noble senses but business senses as well? Like you would use that on. So wouldn't this is just me spitballing. You're the storyteller. It's just an idea. But wouldn't intelligence business also be a potential factor for?
Technically, yes.
Oh, that would be so much better. Also, I have to refresh my roll 20. Everything's bad. I'm so sorry.
Fine.
I apologize once again. I'm just
No, absolutely. No, by all
let me,
means. If there's
let me,
ever
let me do my Ingrid thing.
if there's ever an argument to be made for another skill or another stat, by all means, make the argument.
Well, that is better. If I could roll that.
By all means.
So 18.
18. You would know there is a reason that Little Winter is below King. The signifier, it denotes who she would report to. The way that this is arranged, there are other smaller, like, what would look like just little patterns and little designs. But it's as if her symbol, the Little Winter, these two symbols were brought forward as if to denote who she was in this hierarchy.
Interesting. It's so interesting how you can learn, and she just goes like kind of really zoning into this ring. It's really interesting what you can learn just from a few symbols. And she's like turning it over, staring at it. And then she kind of snaps back.
What have you found, my love?
Sip, sip, sip.
I'm sorry, Elodie, what was that?
What have you found, my love?
Well, it seems that this patterns, these symbols are just denoting the hierarchy of the tribunal. And it would seem that Little Winter is, if I'm not mistaken, pretty close below the king, which I would assume would be Renwick.
I twitch.
Ollie leans over and kind of looks at it and says, "We did not use these when I was part of the group."
No?
No, this is a new development.
Would you like to look at it?
She takes it from your hands and turns it in hers and just looks puzzled, a little bit perturbed, perhaps.
Well, I think it at least tells us something about their structure, their hierarchy. Know your enemy and all that.
Indeed.
Were you in their group before they've been associating with the Wild Hunt?
Ingrid is super focusing on Elodie. She knows some of the answers from the conversation that had just happened, but realized that she never even asked about her knowledge of the Wild Hunt itself and the involvement.
She looks at you, Nyoka, and kind of doesn't... You can tell she's not looking directly into your eyes. She's focusing either on your nose, your chin. And she says, "Yes, I was opposed. I wanted to remain independent. Subservience was not it's not in my repertoire."
Yeah, well,
Were you not subservient for a time to Renwick?
We weren't subservient to anyone. We were above everyone and everything.
Interesting. And Cersei
Oh.
will grab Elodie's hand, or take Elodie's hand under the table.
She gives it a
With
squeeze.
that, I don't think Renwick would be the king.
Do you think it's the king of the Wild Hunt that they answer to then?
Oh no, that makes sense. And Cersei will just start staring at the ring again. No, that makes sense.
I can only speculate. That's something you can answer better. Elodie, how prideful is Renwick?
When we had our disagreements, Renwick thought he dreamed of a world where we could rule. A place where we would be supreme. I don't know what changed. I didn't bother to hear his reasoning for his alliance with the riders. He tried to assure me that it was a means to an end, a tool. He doesn't take them seriously.
Ingrid is looking down to the glass, to her half full glass as she's listening to this. Her brow is still furrowed. She's mathing something in her head for the moment.
Oh. Maybe it's, I don't know, but maybe it is mutual.
Was he pushed into this alliance?
No. He sought them out. As I said, he dreamed of a world that he could rule. If he sees them as a tool, then
He's a fool.
perhaps. But he is prideful. He would not see himself as a servant.
Well, if I have to make an assumption with what I know, but perhaps the hunt have their own world. They used to only come here to take slaves here and there. Besides that, they never shown more interest.
What do you know of them? You seem knowledgeable.
Well, whatever magic, what was his name, Ewan was using, maybe that book would have more, but it felt like navigator magic, something
What?
that they use to hop between worlds, I guess.
We never got a chance to properly talk about it, but what did you see? What I pulled you out of?
I saw the hunt.
What do you mean? Like, do you mean you saw? I've only heard stories. Mages tend not to take fairy tales seriously, but I know there's truth in everything.
Storyteller, sorry. Storyteller, when Ingrid reached her hand last session into the spot where Nyoka had been, I know you mentioned that it was, a cold. It wasn't as intense as what Nyoka had felt, but there was that chill there.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a sensation that she was utterly familiar with? That she had felt before, more like a different sort of chill than what she would normally associate with Bear Keep.
It is different. You would not associate it with Bear Keep. As well. Let's have a monster lore roll.
Okay. And the reason I ask is because I want to know if I felt that same chill that day.
Mm-hmm. Nyoka, if you would kindly make the roll as well, if you would like. It's entirely your choice.
For what was this for exactly?
Monster lore.
Well, I mean, trying to figure out what the
20.
The cold and kind of what it entails, what it could mean, things of that nature.
Because thus far I've been on the assumption of the white frost. I'm gonna keep that assumption. I'm not gonna roll.
By all means.
Dirty 20.
20. You're unfamiliar. I'm sorry to say. It's what it could mean, how what it could be associated with. Truth be told, you are inexperienced in this aspect of this particular creature and what surrounds it.
Gotcha.
I'll go on to describe exactly, what I saw: the figure, the armor, the dark armor, the skull, the spikiness, the the largeness of the individual. Would I be able to identify this individual as the king of the wild hunt?
Let's have a monster lore roll.
I will say, as Nyoka is giving this description, Ingrid did pull out her journal, is flipping to a brand new page, and is frantically writing down all the information.
Intently listening like it's another lecture.
Understood. Noted. Everyone.
I love how we have two very different learning styles.
Yeah.
22.
22.
Or hold on, because I wrote a 10, then 4, so that's 14. 8, 22, monster lord, 24 total.
You rolled a 10.
Yeah.
10s explode. Okay.
Yeah, I did. I got 10, then a 4.
Okay.
Yeah, plus the 8 and 2, so 24 total.
24 total. There are very few that would be able to identify any leader, any king, the master of the Red Riders. His name is not well known. It is a whisper of a myth, of a legend, of a fairy tale and a story. But Nyoka, you've seen him. You know him. It was him.
Oh, fuck.
Next question. Because, lore-wise, background story. I fought some in the past. I'm not tooting my own horn.
Back in my day.
Yeah,
back in my day, I killed so many wild hunt. Why am I just thinking of Cotton Hill for a second there?
Was he there back then?
He was.
Was he the one he stabbed?
Was he, Nyoka?
I mean, hey, you gotta tell me that. I just saying.
I have a feeling Edge would love.
No, not the one that I stabbed. I fought but he was too much for me back then. Oh. But yeah, it was the king of the hunt.
With this description that Nyoka has given, because I'm pretty sure Ingrid has never, at least not to her knowledge, ever seen any physical manifestations of the wild hunt. Just the feeling of the chill, and that's it. With this new description, were they there that day? Were any of them there that day? Were there whispers of them there that day that I could tell?
I would say that with everything that Nyoka's giving you, all signs lead to their involvement, but you didn't see them, and they're usually not inconspicuous.
Got you. So their presence, their magic was there, just not them themselves.
Correct.
Yeah, their magic and technology is at least largely unknown to me. So
I have never seen them before myself, but I have felt them, that power, before on a very particular day for myself. As she says that, she looks to Elodie, and then back to Nyoka, on the day Bearkeep fell, the day we failed against the tribunal. I felt the presence, that magic, that same chill that I felt when I touched that spot that you had been standing in.
that chill, I don't know if you would I know more than how much would I know about the White Frost? Other than that, it fucking destroys fucking worlds.
You would know, technically speaking, especially with taking your monster lore role into account. You would know, technically speaking, the White Frost is not directly associated with the Red Riders.
Yeah.
It's something that
But-
they're dealing with, I guess would be a good term.
Because the only thing I could really think of is they have this portal type magic and just simply opening this portal into worlds that have it. That's a theory, at least in my head. that
You
I
may
will say.
voice it and discuss it with your companions.
Yeah, I say something of that nature.
Oh, you're telling your secrets now.
Progress.
Ingrid's taking more notes. She's very interested in learning more about this, given everything. So,
Well, first thing, I'll start looking over it and see what I can find. Over the book.
Do you do it now? Do you do it here?
No, I said first thing in the morning.
No, I was just-
Yeah, all right, stop everything. Nerd shit.
Excellent.
I know very little elder speech. The twins were better at it, but if you need help, I'll do my best.
Absolutely. Thank you.
could I interest you all in a game of Gwent?
I'll watch. But it was never my favorite.
There's a little bit of an eyebrow raise from Elodie, as you can see, Ingrid.
Hmm.
That's all.
She pulls her deck out and pops it on a table, looking at Nyoka too. Fair?
Perhaps later. I got someone to attend to.
Teach me.
Okay. Okay.
She sits across from you, and you guys begin. Nyoka, you said you had something to attend to.
Someone to attend to.
Someone. Nyoka, where are you going, and what are you doing?
I gotta give a proper, funeral pyre to my homeboy, Colgrim.
Oh,
So his aim is to because it was still daytime when we left off, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
His aim is to have them ablaze by sundown.
See,
Certainly does.
that's something that always bothered me in the Witcher game, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, that you never get to offer them funeral pyres or anything like that for fallen Witchers. Because you find a lot of them.
Yeah.
You do this, Nyoka. You tend to your work.
Do you tell any of us what you're doing, or are you just saying that you got to handle something?
No, I don't. Yeah, besides what I last said, you'll see him head out, come back in a couple hours, and get the body. And yeah, unless anybody stops him and asks him, he's not going to say anything.
Out of respect, and because she's currently still in her own head and dealing with things in her way by playing a game of Gwent with Elodie, she is not going to. Ingrid is at least not going to stop you, but she will give you as you if. Well, we're in a different room, so I don't see. I wouldn't even see you get the body. I don't think, right? There's no way. There's no view to the stairs from here, is there?
Technically, yes, there is.
There is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My brain on the layout of this place is a little funny. She'll give Nyoka a look and a silent nod of her head. Then, if she notices Nyoka walking out with Colgrim's body.
You share a silent knowing. Ingrid, Cersei, and Elodie still seated at the table, drinking wine, learning Gwent, playing Gwent, Ingrid winning Gwent.
Oop.
Cersei, are you paying attention? Or are you looking over your own notes and things like that? Or are you perusing perhaps? What are you up to while this is going on?
I think Cersei would be definitely still at the table, and she'd be watching. And then as she kind of start to zone out and process everything, and she would probably get quiet for a little bit.
Understood. While you do
You've
this,
activated my trap card, Elodie. Sorry.
While you do this, Ingrid and Elodie play. Ingrid, you see a little bit of competitiveness come out in Elodie. There's a little bit of frustration. She half playfully, half perhaps an inquiry, accuses you of giving her all the bad cards. She doesn't seem to be picking it up as quickly as others, but she looks to be enjoying herself, if just a little bit frustrated.
It feels interesting to have a higher vampire in cornered as she plays her next card.
You guys continue. Nyoka, you make your way out. As you say, you have things prepared by nightfall. And it may be lit. You may say whatever words you wish.
He says nothing. He just, prepares the body, garments and all, with the exclusion of the swords and his medallion. And yeah, just silently lights it and kind of go into that meditative, meditative stance that you've probably seen other Witchers do. So
Understood. It is a strange mark of occasion when a Witcher dies. these creatures, these beings, they're a dying breed. Eventually, the last Witcher will die, and the world will forget you. Never remembering what shield kept them safe from the night. You meditate, Nyoko. One more Witcher gone. One more defense for humanity fallen. The rest of you will have to fight that much harder. You meditate. Eventually, night does fall, and Vizima quiets, save for the roar of a fire. Eventually, you must all sleep. Where do you go? Where do you rest this evening? Whoever wants to go first.
Cersei already invited Elodie to stay with her for the night.
She will happily oblige.
So she'll ask Ingrid, are you going back to the inn you and Nyoka stayed at previously?
We shouldn't.
Oh,
You're muted.
I think, given everything that happened and that we discussed earlier, I think it would be safest for us all to stay under one roof for the evening. I can sleep in a corner on a floor somewhere. I don't need much.
Well, I don't have another bed, but wherever you find yourself comfortable, preferably not my chambers. But the store is yours.
I will see if we have any spare blankets or
Of course.
downing for a makeshift bed.
Yeah. That I do have. It's not any others. And
As that happens, Ingrid is going to approach Nyoka one-on-one and say, "Did it go well?"
It was peaceful. That's all you could really ask for.
Very true. It is never easy seeing a companion, a friend, a mentor, anybody, especially one of us, go, given everything. I felt it was not my place to be there. I did not know him, but you have my condolences.
I appreciate it. But whether you know him or not, we're still one. I don't know.
That is a mentality that I like, but was sadly dissuaded at the Bear School. There were no true bonds of fellowship between us. We were each our own. Mostly.
Yeah. Well, we didn't have it much better, but I don't know. At least at the end of it, the groups kind of embraced the suck together. Yeah.
Very true.
Regardless, we all have one thing in common. Killing monsters. So
I
I'm gonna
would
take
say,
a. Go ahead.
now I was going to say, and the being despised part, but
Yeah. I'm gonna take a smoke outside.
You do this. Nyako, where do you lie your head tonight?
In a chair, in a corner, the left corner of the front door, so if the door opens, it kind of blocks me. And I got my blades in my lap. And I'm just sleeping there.
Okay. Blankets, downing, and space for a makeshift bed is provided. Cersei, you retire to your chambers.
Cersei would absolutely take a bath.
Understood. A task that LED is eager to help you with.
And after, she would just crawl into bed with her and just kind of talk, I think.
Conversation is had. What do you talk about?
What happened, and then we would probably naturally move away from all that processing and into like, do you remember when we did this? And what were you up to when you left? Things like that.
Can you whisper a little softer? I got Witcher ears, please.
Ingrid is going to not say anything, but she will take some of the downing a little bit, pull it apart, and stuff it in her ears.
Makes sense.
Out of respect.
Nyoka, you hear LD chuckle a bit. A little louder. She speaks to you, Cersei, and she says,
That.
"Thank you, Bindi. Appreciate you. Absolute diamond. Perfect timing." A little louder, you can hear her say, "Do you think you'll hear the rest?"
I mean, can you be quiet?
Oh, we know you can't.
That's not true.
Things become quite muffled, Nyoka.
Hey, that's a business. All right. It ain't gonna bother me which way.
The night falls, you all rest.
Before falling asleep, Ingrid would fully fall asleep. Because she's going to stay up for a second, processing stuff, but she didn't want to be rude. Especially after everything that she's kind of overheard already. But before falling asleep, because she doesn't want to be taken off guard at all by anything that could be coming for them, she will pop out the earbuds. The earbuds?
The earbuds, yes.
The Witcher buds, yep.
I will say the spot that she chose to lay her head, or at least sit back and rest and doze off on, is literally behind the counter. Using it as a bit of a guard as well, and just like a brace. Considering the amenities that she grew up with at Bear Keep, there was not much there. There was a lot of just stone, hay, and some blanket. So she's very used to, her back's pretty fucked. She's really used to sleeping in awkward positions and stuff. So
good to know. Night falls. Eventually, you all rest. You all turn to sleep. It's strangely peaceful. Perhaps you're tired. Perhaps you're recovering. Perhaps you are processing. But it's peaceful for most of you. Ingrid, tonight you dream. It's a similar sight. You're riding, fast as your horse can carry you. You're riding toward war, toward a battle, toward fire and spilled blood. past soldiers, past footmen and spearmen and mercenaries. You're writing. And just as you always have, you arrive too late to Sintra. Walls have fallen. Buildings are burning. What do you do?
Ingrid immediately dismounts her horse pretty good, pulls out her steel blade, her steel ursine sword, and she is charging in. She is looking for the easiest way of entry right now. There's people she needs to check on. She cannot let this lie. She cannot let Sintra, another home, fall completely. She cannot lose.
Ingrid, who are you looking for?
I am immediately going, because it's been a while since I've been here, I am immediately going towards Cersei's old shop. The one from Sintra.
You move, you run. You find yourself slowed just a bit by Nilfgaardian soldiers. They don't know whose colors you wear. They don't know who you fight for. They attempt to speak, to stop you. You cut them down. You carve a path of blood to find Cersei's shop. You storm in. The door is already open. Shelves are destroyed. Pages scatter across the floor. No fire, thankfully. There's also no sign of life. What do you do?
Mine's obviously on fire right now itself, with thoughts, with everything currently going on. She is currently trying to make sure that if this place is abandoned, has it been abandoned a while? Can she immediately tell? Is Cersei still anywhere potentially in this town? Are there any clues that she can immediately see?
Ingrid, there's blood. It looks fresh. Splattered across the wall. Leaking, dripping out the back door.
He follows it.
You see a dagger cast aside as you cross the threshold. You follow the blood. It was Cersei's dagger.
He's going to take the dagger.
You follow into the alleyway. You hear armor. Shifting, moving. You round a corner, and you see a Nilfgaardian clutching his throat. He's bleeding profusely. There is a small shard of rock. He's trying to keep in place, trying to force blood to stay in his system. He reaches out for you.
That's a Nilfgaardian?
Mhm.
Oh, Ard. I'm pushing that thing deeper into his throat immediately.
He falls. Dead. Something is in his hand. Something he was using to try to block the wound. It's a bit of black fabric with a red lace overlay. A gown that you've seen Cersei wear.
She clutches it very hard. And she's going to just immediately look around. Is there any other sign of what might have happened here?
You look, you check. It's just him, and now he's dead. There's nothing. There's no sound. There's no sign of anything, save for the Nilfgaardians still assaulting this place. And then something pierces through the world, something you are unfamiliar with, but a voice you recognize. Cersei screams. She's close. And if you're quick enough, you just might save her.
Immediately booking for it.
You run. You round the corner, outside of the alleyway, you run to the next building over, where clearly she has taken refuge. And again, Ingrid, you are too late. You find her thrown, scattered into the house, her throat slit. Blood is pooling already. Her eyes still dart and look for anyone who might be able to save her.
Ingrid's shaking. She drops the sword. She goes up to Cersei's body and she touches her skin, her cheek. How cold. How warm.
Warm but fading fast.
And I know she's gone.
She's looking at you, trying to cling. Cersei, with a few last feeble breaths, what would you say?
I would say, she would choke out, look for the princess.
She. And are those her last words?
She falls. You see the light leave her eyes. Cersei Aveline is gone.
She will pull Cersei's body close, hold her into an embrace, and say, "Sorry, I was late." She will slowly lay Cersei's body down and close her eyes. Taking several deep breaths. Sadness is turning to anger. She is, if she wasn't already seeing red. Any Nilfgaardians that are around here in her path will die. She picks up her sword and she makes her way towards the castle, but before going, she will take one last look to Cersei's body, tears in those angry eyes, and say, "I will be back for you." And then she moves.
Then you move. You run and you fight like a woman possessed. Toward the castle.
I would say she is not only just using her sword in this instance, she is definitely using Igni to immolate them in their armor. She is pushing them into the fire itself or to any broken building shards and stuff. Like, she is moving like a tank right
you
now.
do this and you use every ounce of your strength. You move and you push. There are those that defend Sintra, those that are holding the last line. Dedicated soldiers. Loyal followers. Countrymen that would give their life gladly for the family that rules over them. A pack of lions fights for their home, while a bear makes their way, carving through Nilfgaardians like paper. Among them, Ingrid, however, you can see a viper, fighting alongside, defending Sintra. You see Nyoka. He's a bit of a distance away. Lion after lion after lion falls, and still he strikes, and still he fights. He's pierced by a spear. What do?
Immediately booking for him.
You run, he's pierced by another. Nyoka's knee, he collapses. He's still fighting. Those twin blades he wields fighting off everyone who surrounds him. He's being surrounded by spearmen, encircled like a captured animal. What do you do?
In that moment, just filled with rage. Just
It
filled
doesn't
with-
matter, Ingrid. A spear pierces his heart.
She is going to still charge forward. Even as Nyoka falls, she is going to literally in a wide arc with both hands pointing at. She is going to attempt to decapitate any of the Nilfgaardians that were around him.
You do this. You carve a path. Even with his heart pierced, Nyoka fights. Maybe you're not too late this time. Maybe it's just pressing up against, just tickling the wall of his heart. But he's still fighting. And you reach him finally, and you fight together. One last time. Because Nyoka finally drops his blades. Nyoka, she's there. Finally. What do you say?
Yeah, I guess he's just kind of on his knees and doesn't really look at Ingrid. You know, just a dead stare, and says, when it's time, it's time.
Ingrid is not listening. And in a flash, Nyoka's face quickly shifts to Aaron's and then back to Nyoka's for a second. She gets onto her knees, not caring in the moment. She pulls out the last swallow potion she has, not caring that she wouldn't have one for herself, pulls the cork out and jams it into his mouth.
You do this. It spills down his throat. It overflows. It spills down the side of his cheeks. He has no strength left to drink. He used it all to fight. And Ingrid, you've lost another mentor.
Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it! No. No more! Why?
Oh, little bear cub. You were late again.
She takes, knowing that voice, she pulls out her Ursine silver sword and she takes one of Nyoka's silver swords. She dual wields as she turns to face the voice.
There he stands. Just as you remember him. Save for his weapon. A familiar blade that you know. The pommel is that of a bear. It's his. When are you going to learn? You'll always be too late. You'll never arrive in time.
He's just starting to march right for him. It's slow at first. There's heavy footsteps as she is going into a dead sprint.
There you are. Come now. Let's finish it. And you clash. Blow after blow. He's fast, Ingrid, incredibly fast. He moves in wisps of smoke. He laughs, and each chuckle, each reverberation from his throat only fuels your anger. You clash.
In that moment, I would say that she is going to keep her own sword normal and reverse grip Nyoka's, attempting to whirlwind slash at the same time as casting Igni, trying to make a whirlwind of fire around her to hurt him.
You see, in your best efforts, everything goes according to plan. It strikes. At least it should. It parts to his left and his right as he takes a step, a second, and a third, and is suddenly right in front of your face, untouched. And he says, "For all your rage, for all your anger, for all your fury, you will always be a pathetic, slow, foolish cub. And I would say I'm impressed, except for the fact that you repulse me."
He spits in his face. She's going to attempt to grab his shirt, and she's going to attempt to sink her teeth into his neck.
You grab, you spit. A chuckle and smoke. He's behind you. He takes Aaron's silver sword and he jams it through your back. Pathetic girl. Far too weak to be a witcher. Far too weak to be superior. I hope you rot.
Fuck you. And as she says that, she is going to light the entirety around, of the ground, even not caring about herself, around her with Igni, attempting one last-ditch effort to harm him.
You do this. Ingrid, you burn it all. Finally. You weren't too slow. But you were too much. Amongst the charred bodies, you see the lioness of Sintra. You see Ciri. You see the charred corpse of Nyoka and Cersei, and Aaron, and all the witchers in Bear Keep. The world burns because you were too late, Ingrid.
Gonna fall to her knees.
We fade from your dream. Nyoka. In the shop, you hear something behind the counter. In sleep, in our rest, in our most vulnerable state, we have no control over our eyes, our voices, our emotions. You hear Ingrid of Sintra break. Is there anything that you do?
I'll go check it out, And if it seems like she's, getting a little too wild, I'll try to wake her up.
Just clutched, grasping at nothing and everything at once, trying to hold on to something. She's sobbing, weeping.
Is there like a glass of water or something there?
I would say there's still a little bit of wine left.
Oh, that might burn. I do it anyway.
What do you do?
I'll toss some wine in her face. Wake up.
As you do that, she grabs for the knife that was literally hidden under the bedding, pulls it out. She sees it's Nyoka and drops it.
Making all that noise for.
She looks up to him with wide eyes, those wide cat-like eyes. She clutches. She kind of in the moment clutches her chest where the blade in the dream would have been coming out. Looking down at her hand for a moment, shaking her head. I'm sorry. I have difficulty sleeping At times do you ever do you ever remember anything so terrible that it will never let you go?
I
Do
mean,
you,
yeah, that's why I smoke.
sorry, that's me out of character laughing. She kind of tilts her head for a moment, curious. Like there's a mixture of that fear, that sadness, the images that she had just seen and woken up from. That meme of when the bright light wakes you up and you're like, she's kind of like a mixture of that and just confusion. She tilts her head and she's just like, does it help? Really?
Helps me. Yeah, it helps me. So, is there something you want to talk about, or I
I
mean, I'm not good with this type of interaction, but I can pretend to listen.
at least he's honest. I'll say that. At least he's very honest. And she nods a few times, silently. And she says, it's not something that I am used to talking about. It's yesterday I said some of it, but that was in the heat of the moment. Um, I Part of why I cannot let Renwick slide is because he will never leave me alone. All my failures come back to me in my dreams. The fall of the Bear School, the fall of Sintra, every major failure in my life, he will not let me forget it.
Well,
She's kind of rocking a little bit, as if trying to soothe herself. Kind of that hand that had reached for the daggers shaking a little. She clutches that arm with her other hand and said, uh, "Perhaps, do you have anything to smoke? I would like to try."
sure. And I'll awkwardly, do the shoulder tap, and extend a hand to help you up.
She grabs it. She does take it. Yeah.
Uh,
Two
well,
awkward witchers talking about their feelings.
rule or lesson number one: uh, remember, it's not your fault.
Her head lowers. She nods, but you can tell it's kind of not hitting home yet. She hears the words, but she doesn't know how to respond.
All those words are drowned, Ingrid, by Renwick's voice in your head. Pathetic, slow, foolish.
You see, Nyoko, you see her eyes are starting to dart around. She's looking around like as if she's spinning. She's and immediately lunging for not the dagger this time, but her silver sword and pulling it out. Do you hear that?
Do I hear anything?
Not a sound.
Here. He's here. He's here. He's here.
I'll slowly reach for the blade, and say, it's just us.
Is Renwick saying anything else? Or was that it?
It's repetitive, Ingrid. Pathetic, slow, foolish.
Out of my head! Get out of my head!
Nyoka, do me a favor. Make a human perception roll.
Oh, come on.
She is
You-
full on
you-
yelling, by the way. So if Cersei and Elodie hear this too,
I'll allow you, Nyoka, if you would like, to make an intelligence education roll. Or a streetwise intelligence roll.
Maybe monster lore, you know? You know,
No.
we're monsters. Oh,
No.
okay. You said intelligence and what?
Either intelligence
Education?
and education or intelligence and streetwise.
What about deduction?
Well, I could see deduction.
Yeah,
I could see deduction. Yeah,
Yeah.
I also could see monster lore because I mean Ingrid and Nyoka, we do believe we are monsters.
No.
I tried.
No, deduction is better for me. So,
Valiant attempt.
16, 30, 20. Yeah.
This isn't just a bad dream, Nyoka. Her wounds are far deeper. And you know that there's something more there. There are tales of soldiers that have this problem, that see flashes of combat, that hear voices. This is far deeper.
She's still scanning around, like she is still trying to use her Witcher senses to see if there's any trace of Renwick nearby.
Ingrid,
She looks at him, eyes wide,
breathe.
panting.
Deep breaths. Breathe. It's just us. All right? You and me.
She
Okay?
she slowly she nods a few times, doing that. She's taking those deep breaths, and will sheathe her sword.
Yeah.
You know what? That's a little too calm. She's just gonna let her sword drop. Her hands
Good.
are trembling, like she's
We're good. All right?
Okay.
Let's let's do this. And maybe in the morning, you know, we'll talk some more about it. All right?
Yes.
Cersei, you did indeed hear this.
Do I hear Nyoka talking to Ingrid?
Likely not.
Okay. In that case, yeah, she'll throw something on and go see what's happening.
Your hand is stopped, and you're pulled back to the bed. Elodie looks to you and says, "No,
What do you mean?
Nyoka is taking care of it, and we could not understand."
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. And she'll crawl back up and stare at the ceiling.
With that, we find ourselves in an excellent spot to take our intermission. We'll be back in about 5 to 7 after some tech and bio. We'll see you all very shortly. See you soon. And welcome back. Thank you for the countdown, Nyoka. I appreciate you keeping me honest, keeping me on task. When last we left our Witchers and our Mage, we had suffered a little bit this previous evening. However, we are not going to be picking up the next morning, or at least not entirely confined to the span of time. Our heroes have 3 weeks of relaxation, of Bindi, of relaxation, of downtime, and to recover and learn. So, with that being said, we're going to go around and see what they accomplish in these 3 weeks. Anything that is necessary to accomplish that might need a roll, we'll of course have it. Anything that is large and requires interaction with one another, we will likely pause our little time skip and our fast forward and take a moment to zoom in on their interactions and see them roleplay it out. So, do I have a volunteer to go first?
I'll go first.
I
Excellent.
just had a big moment before the break, so I don't want to go first.
All means, Cersei, what would you like to do with your 3 weeks?
Well, Cersei wants to learn at least one spell. She wants to contact her mentor. I send a letter. She wants to look at the book, study the book. That's probably her biggest priority right now.
Learn 7 spells instead from that
I
book.
want to learn many spells, as many as I can.
It's you come to find out it's just the Encyclopedia Britannica, but in Elder speech.
And then, if possible, track down clues on those artifacts, magic items we found, or for the diagrams, maps, whatever.
Understood. So, do you have a particular spell you want to look into? Out of character speaking, is there anything you might be interested in?
Wow. I fought a lot of vampires. I just feel like maybe fire would be good.
Mm-hmm.
What?
I know. I know.
I mean,
Listen.
okay. I'm not gonna say no. That's kind of
Wait, where did I
boss.
write this down? Hello. Or another rock spell, but this time it's like a spike. That's kind of cool.
Ooh, I mean, impaling fucking
Impaling's
works.
fun.
Have you ever played Soul Reaver? You need to impale those vampires.
So I'll ask you this as well, Cersei.
Mhm.
You need a teacher or you need a tome. You took some things from your previous school.
Yes, I did.
You stole?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, wow.
Little rascal.
What sources would you go to? You also have a new book. What would occupy your attention in the first few days of the week?
Honestly, the home she picked up from the Higher Vampire would be where she couldn't resist looking at it as soon as possible.
Excellent. Love to hear it. Let's have a roll from you, if you'd kindly.
Okay.
Just for some knowledge, just for some information gathering. We'll call this intelligence and education. Peeking through this tome. Thank you, Bindi.
On that interruption note, I apologize. I'm going to have to break my own cosplay character for a second and put my glasses on because I'm starting to get a little bit of a migraine.
By all means.
Almost a 10. Goddamn. Let's see. So education. 11.
Please.
21.
21. What was the term Nyoka used? Navigator magic? Interesting. This is an interesting source. This is old, Cersei. This is very clearly well kept and safeguarded. This is old magic. Nyoka was right. There are some hints and fragments of Navigator magic here, as well as the beginnings of crafting runes and glyphs for enhancement of equipment. You find some spells that you would be interested in learning here. In addition, you find a ritual and rumored locations of linked stone, well, likely now ruins. portals. Places that would connect all across the continent. You find a number of things here. It's a treasure trove of things that even Aretusa would love to get their hands on.
This is mine, bitch. Okay. Well, I have enough IP out of character to learn. To learn one level like novice spell or ritual, and have some left over. I'm 2 away from a journeyman spell.
Nice. Out of curiosity, what's your spell casting at?
6.
Oh, we're even.
I'll make you a devil's bargain.
Okay.
Said you're 2 away from a journeyman spell?
Yeah.
Do you have a journeyman spell picked out?
I can pick one. I have an idea. I never thought I'd get this far.
Well, I don't want to rush you, but this is an exploding offer. We'll deduct 2 IP from this session, to front you that if you'd like to buy a journeyman spell. The takeaway, aside from just deduction, would be that the book is going to hide something from you.
Oh, it sounds like it would hide something important.
Maybe.
You could always flip a coin.
There is also always an opportunity to find out later what it might be hiding. Just going to be stifled for a while.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Excellent.
Magic.
Good choice.
So
I just pictured magic.
take the time, if you'd like, to flip through your journeyman spells while we go over Ingrid and Yoka's stuff. But let's touch again. Cersei, aside from learning spells and researching, is there anything else you would like to accomplish in these 3 weeks?
Definitely send out a letter to her mentor, which I did not write. I forgot.
I'm up with that on spot. You can do it.
No.
Hey, girl.
I know that there was talk about training in everyone training in some sort of weaponry. Cersei would be interested in daggers.
Understood. Truly, I believe it would likely be beneficial if you sought that training from Nyoka. So, Nyoka, would you be willing?
You sure you don't want to use like a sword?
No, too big. It's not elegant.
I mean, there's different styles of swords.
I'm not an earshot. I'm kidding. Sorry.
I'll teach you what I know.
Okay.
It's not much. I can use some practice myself, but yeah, I'll do what I can.
Excellent. Question for you, Nyoka. Are you a gentle teacher?
Viper School.
I'm not gentle with speech and ideology. Physically, I'm not. Physically, yeah, I'm gentle. I'm not like beating people.
Okay.
Nice.
I would like just a single roll from the both of you.
Okay.
Cersei, you're going to attack him with daggers. Nyoka,
Wonderful.
you're going to defend.
Okay. Oh boy.
Hey, Ramos, I'm gonna message you something really quick.
By all means.
22.
22.
13.
13. Nyoka, perhaps it's your own reflexes, but she's slow. It's going to be a problem. You have to slow yourself more. You have to move to a crawl, it feels like. Cersei, does this frustrate you?
Yep. She's not used to not being good at everything.
It's not the words, then. The mages of Aretusa were not gentle either, with their vernacular, with their criticism. It's more the fact that he is dancing around you. It's something that is effortless for him, yet you're struggling with. You're not used to struggling with things.
Exactly.
You know, these aren't considered light weapons, right?
Yes. I know that.
I'm just saying, like, you should be able to move faster than. Go ahead.
No, fair enough. Fair enough. Would you have it? Is there anything I could improve on? Any footwork? Anything?
This is Azure saying something out of character really quick, just to point out, what is Cersei wearing while training? Because that
Something.
actually would factor in.
Probably a very like a loose dress, nothing form fitting, just like nothing that reaches the floor like she usually wears, showing ankle.
Scandalous.
I know.
For shame.
But yeah, I'll do my best to try to critique her form and proper movements and the style of blade. Is it double edged? Is it pierced, curved? Explain all of that and the benefits of differing armors and tactics to go over that.
Understood.
So,
Nyoka, let's have a teaching role from you.
oh yeah, sure.
Oh, right, you did say you actually put stuff in teaching.
Yeah, I got a few things on teaching.
Hell yeah.
Intelligence, right?
Please.
7 plus 8 is what, 15? And then teaching is 5, so 20.
20. Cersei, you're learning. He's good at explaining what you're doing wrong. If a little bit gruff. Explanation of the different types of blades comes easy. This is memorization. It's simple for you. It's just putting everything into practice. It's taking a little bit of time. Throughout the 3 weeks you train, you get better. But you don't want better, I don't think.
Mm-mm.
I feel like you want perfection.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, nothing less.
In due
Ooh.
time, Miss Aveline. Is there anything else?
Those papers we found on the artifacts. Any way you could find where they might be located? The ones I was interested in.
Yes. You can chase leads. You can reach out to companions, or perhaps colleagues is a better word, from Aretusa. But these locations are already fairly accurate, you find. Colgrim was working for a long time and has already done at least half the work for you.
Excellent.
So, at the end of 3 weeks, no roll required, you will have locations of very interesting items.
Side quests, baby.
Mm-hmm. And that's actually it for Cersei. I'll pick that spell.
Oh. Before we get to that, what in just the gist does the letter say to your mentor?
Checking in, saying that there's something I need help with involving a binding hex occurs. And if there's any other, like, if there's anything she could potentially send me or point me to where I could keep learning more spells, more techniques to be better,
Mm-hmm.
be able to defend myself and my friends and my lover better.
A reply comes quick. At the end of the 2-week mark, you have a reply. It's a simple letter. Not a whole lot of detail, but the gist of it is that she will send you something very soon. She doesn't trust she doesn't particularly trust the standard couriers, so she'll secure something a bit more safe.
Excellent. What makes sense.
As well,
Okay.
she expresses her deepest condolences that she can't be there herself. Something's going on, not just with Nilfgaard, not just with the political geography of this world, but the Brotherhood is acting out again. Aretuza is facing a lot of, not discrimination, but a lot of pushback. It's feeling like, if you'll pardon the pun, a witch hunt.
I love puns.
She reminds you to be safe.
Seriously, would not like that. Not at all. And definitely consider visiting at some point.
Noted. Now, Cersei, let's get to that spell.
Mm.
What did you choose?
Oh no, I said I will pick it.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, sorry, my bad.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Ingrid or Nyoka?
If I could,
Yes.
if I could, at some time throughout those 3 weeks, Nyoka would come to you about the book
Mm-hmm.
and tell you that he'll emphasize this type of magic. It destroys worlds. So be careful.
Yeah. I'm used to that kind of warning. No, of course.
Mages, man.
Yep. What can I say?
World-ending magic? Hell yeah!
Ib.
I mean, hey, if we can turn it on a wild hunt, fuck it.
So,
I will say I'm gonna go dead last.
understood. Nyoka, you're up.
Yeah, for the 3 weeks, I sent it to you in chat. But first week I wrote, I'm gonna write multiple letters, and I sent you, the gist of what I would send out. But I'll send multiple letters, basically, to the vicinities of inns located near Witcher schools. Tried to hit all of them the best I could, for basically a call for aid. If you want me to read the letter out, I will, but that's up to you.
I would love that.
Oh, well,
Can't keep your secrets.
last time I offer something,
Volunteering is always a
call
mistake.
for aid to those that bear the burden to hunt creatures of old and relics that wish to harm civilization. I am a viper that is stalking its prey, though I fear my prey is too large for my venom alone. It has killed kin and those close and distant. It's faster than anything I face, stronger than most, numerous in numbers, and most dangerously, has centuries of wisdom and skill to fight and blend among those we were created to protect. I'll call for aid from my brothers and sisters of the wolf, bear, griffin, manticore, crane, cat, and those left of the viper. Our enemy cannot die by our hand, but we do what we must. And I fear that those that are vulnerable to flame has allied with the white frost. All I can guarantee is the coin on my person, if you wish, knowledge of my mind, and death, whether it be ours or theirs. Look for where the snakes live near the fields of insert name when the frost coats the wheat.
That was beautifully
That's
put, by the
yeah.
way.
Well done.
That was holy shit. Very good.
Well done.
But yeah, I send that out to the various Witcher schools, or at least the inns in the vicinity, major, routes that Witchers would take typically. And I would do a lot of investigating of the higher vampire anatomy, learning from Elodie, scouring the area for hunts and jobs and opportunities to train Ingrid, and do the things for the artifacts and reinvestigate the ruins to make sure no stone is left something turned, and yeah, more investigation on vampires and help from Elodie and Cersei, and more training, and repair gear and fight Elodie, train more, investigate vampire stuff, get mutagen stuff. Cersei help Elodie train, fight Ingrid, hunt, spar, wild hunt things. And
Ingrid, Cersei, throughout these 3 weeks, you see Nyoka in flashes of speed and movement. He seems to be, you only really catch a profile of his left and his right. You never really see him head on. He moves quickly.
Checks out.
He investigates everywhere. His reach is as far as his feet can carry him. Nyoka, you train. You express interest in learning about higher vampires.
oh yeah, we're dissecting them. We're
Oh yeah, we do have the body.
yeah, we're little jars. I know monsters have little mutagens. I gotta find that little
If
red thing. So
if it is dealing with the body that we got of the higher vampire, learning about higher vampires and training and hunting with Nyoka, and Elodie and Cersei, honestly, that would work for Ingrid as well, because those were all part of what I wanted to do too. So I'm here for it.
By all means. Nyoka, you research, you train. Elodie offers to teach you. And just like you taught Cersei, or they are in the process of teaching Cersei, to fight with daggers, she offers to teach you how to fight one of her kind. She is also not a gentle teacher. She is cocky, and she is flashy. And she moves quickly, quicker than you. So let's have some rolls. Make an attack for me.
I love the little excited bobs that Edge does.
be lucky. I was one away. I was one away from exploding.
Feel that so much. This whole game. This whole session.
What am I rolling exactly?
Rolling an attack, whatever your attack you would like.
Okay. Then yeah, swordsmanship 9, 20, 32.
32. Not quite enough, Nyoka. 34. Close. She turns on her heel as you strike, ducks, and critiques you while you lunge, while you strike, while you attempt to cut. She's not even wearing armor, Nyoka. You understand your enemy better. She's unafraid. If you spill blood, it's likely nothing to her. She corrects your footwork. You've been taught to anticipate. You cannot anticipate with me. You cannot anticipate with Renwick. You must strike where I am, and be sure that I stay there. You fight with 2 blades, no?
Yeah, typically.
All the better. If I move left, you must strike right and left. Keep me in one place. Pin me down. Now again.
Yeah.
You learn. It's frustrating, Nyoka. I'm curious because there's moments between sessions where Cersei is present, watching. And then Elodie becomes more flamboyant, flashy. You catch little winks, stolen glances here and there. She's half participating in this. What are your thoughts?
Honestly, I feel like it'll be pretty empty in his head. Probably revert back to uh Witcher training. Every mistake he would make is just, another punishment he has to have.
Nyoka, you learned something. Elodie bids you to create the Black Blood Potion, which gathers supplies for you and Ingrid.
Ooh. Wait, am I gonna learn how to make the black blood potion?
You have a teacher if you so wish.
Ooh, I'd be down. I mean, part of my whole thing was I was gonna share all the knowledge that I knew with Nyoka as well. So
Yeah.
Throughout the 3 weeks, you create it. Elodie teaches you something here. During your combat, Nyoka, she becomes tense. Like something is wrong. As you clash, black blood poison rushes through your veins. As you spar, she grabs you, pulls you close, and bares fang. Cersei, Ingrid, you watch as they brush up against your neck, Nyoka. She doesn't bite, but Ingrid, Cersei, and even you, Nyoka, you may not see her face, but you can feel the shake, the tension, the want. For a split second, she's not moving. What do you do?
I attack.
Where do you strike her?
I feel like, because you said she grabbed me, so it'll be, I don't know, it'll be like a slashing. It'll be more of a slashing and distancing out of the grapple.
Understood. You do this. In a brief few seconds, Cersei, Ingrid, Nyoka, you know that she's hovering. What was training becomes a resistance in her own mind. And in that split second, Nyoka takes a moment and swipes up, cutting up her middle, up her neck, and her chin, and shoving her away as he leaps back. She's bleeding now, her fangs still protruding. She smiles. Very good. Those of us who have fought witches before tend to think that we are immortal, that because we are resistant to your poisons, we are untouchable. But in moments like these, when we would drink from you. We are close, we are fixated, and we are unaware. The only thing that is left is your blood. So, the tribunal have fought witches before. They will be cocky, they will use this. They will drink from you no matter what your blood tastes like. Use this. If it is worth an opening, take it. That's enough for today. And she turns and walks away from all of you. She doesn't return to you, Cersei.
I'll pay for the damages.
Okay. You're fine.
I think the
Right.
damage was more to her outfit.
Yeah, I'll get her another one. And actually make a mental note to do that.
Noted.
And what time is it on this particular day? At this point.
In this particular day, you are cresting into what would be late afternoon.
Okay. Did I see where she went? Did she go inside?
She, as you guys are training, correct me if I'm wrong, I would imagine this is taking place amidst trees and forest and grass.
Yeah. No, you're right.
But she would have just walked a little bit further into the tree line.
You're telling me we aren't fighting just right in the streets of Vizima, right in front of her store?
I'm stupid.
You don't have a little training yard in the back of your
should.
shop?
You know what? With little dummies.
Well, to be fair, you have Witchers there now, so I guess
Oh,
that would make more
yeah.
sense. But you didn't before, so this, yeah.
Anyway, no, you're right.
But you may
I mean, it
follow
could
her if
be-
you like.
Could be thematic that we were training in the cave where we fought the other vampires.
Oh gosh. We were like 10 minutes, and then yeah, I'll go find her.
You find her. She's sat down, leaned up against a tree. She's healed already.
Does she notice me?
Her eyes are closed and she's breathing a bit heavier.
I'll just approach her and sit down next to her.
She reaches for your hand.
Of course, let her take my hand. For what it's worth, I'm proud of you.
There is nothing to be proud of. This is, nothing but training.
I understand. Are you okay? You don't seem okay.
I have many things going through my mind right now, my love. I am training witches to hunt and kill my kind, my old companions, people I called friends. In addition to this, I am revealing secrets that would keep me from ever re-entering society. My society.
Do you regret that?
Sometimes.
Fair enough.
She opens her mouth to speak but doesn't say anything. Closes it rather quickly.
What is it?
I am sorry for what you had to see.
Why?
Didn't want you to see me like that. Blood is an addiction.
Right. I don't fault you for that.
You would be the first.
I like to be first at a lot of things, actually.
Your finds are strong. I think they have a chance.
Wow. That's a big step coming from you.
They are still slow, still foolish, but we are endeavoring to correct this.
Well, if anybody can teach them, it's you. But you don't... You don't have to.
And she finally looks at you. I do, my love. How else am I supposed to leave you in their care?
And she'll look down. And then she'll look, look back up. You make a good point.
Wenwick must be stopped. And finally, when that happens, I will not have to leave you again.
Well, if I wasn't motivated already.
You're already doing so well. Nyoka seems a fit teacher for your sword play.
Oh, I saw that. I was trying to plan it to where you wouldn't see that.
I could never take my eyes off you for very long.
Well, I wish you would when I was failing at something.
Nonsense. You fail at nothing.
You flatter me. But no, I was not good enough. I need to get better. I can't tolerate anything less than that.
You're far too hard on yourself.
It's how I was taught. It's how I learned.
I am not unfamiliar with being taught through cruelty. It's no way to learn. Especially when the cruelty comes from oneself. Allow me to show you some kindness. And she kisses you, moving you to her position, up against the tree. Nyoka, Ingrid, Elodie's been gone for a while. Is there any combat that you two do?
Oh yeah. I mean, as soon as they left, get in here, Ingrid.
All right.
Let's go.
She'll pull out her steel sword and, do a quick do a few fancy flourishes with it.
Not necessary.
But it's fun. It's cool.
Cool doesn't kill monsters.
Yeah, it does. Sorry.
The rule of cool is a legit action here.
Christ.
She will just tilt her head and just be like, you have your ways, I have mine, but let us see. And then she's going to take the initiative. She is going to attack first against you. She's going to bring her steel Ursine sword and a horizontal slash at you.
Combat.
Harry.
Let's have some rolls. Let's just do
Parry, thrust. Sorry.
Let's do a let's have a roll, an attack and a defense if you'd like.
So I assume swordsmanship, which is reflex. Yeah, it's reflex. So my reflex is 10.
Looking for the defensive action.
That explodes. $36.
Okay. 7, 11, 18, 30 minus the 3 is 27.
27 to a 36. You're fast, Nyoka, but I think perhaps the time with a higher vampire is wearing on you just a bit. You play defense during this sparring match. This takes some time.
Having seen just how fast and strong Nyoka can be, Ingrid is not holding back with any of this. She is letting Nyoka see the full bear side of the bear witcher of her in this moment.
Excellent. And for a good 40 minutes, the two of you spar.
I was gonna say, am I teaching or fighting at this point?
Up to you. I'd say you can do both, honestly. Correcting each
40
other
minutes. 40 minutes.
Is that too long?
I didn't know fights could go on for that long with sparring.
I mean, there are breaks in between, I would imagine. Discussion, footwork corrections, things like that.
Fair.
So, you continue. You spar. Nyoka, is there anything else for your 3 weeks?
Oh, right, this was Nyoka's 3 weeks.
It was.
The big things that I had was the letters, try to learn and as much as I can about the high vampire, pushing closer to like the mutagen side of it. Training, whether that's training with everybody and just scouring clues for the relics and whispers of information, basically where to go to next.
Understood. Progress from mutagens and things you could pull from higher vampire is made. We'll get to that. A letter returns, Nyoka, at the end of 2 weeks. Others did not reply. But you have no doubt with the instructions you've given to your brothers and sisters. Some will show, but only one send you a letter. Simple. There's only a single line. It says, "Lead me to them. Letho."
Yeah, yeah. Upon reading, there'll just be a smile. And
My
you'll mumble,
boy.
"That bald son of a bitch."
I'm just picturing Nyoka meeting Letho and doing that Arnold Schwarzenegger hand thing.
God. They gotta.
How can you be so big and bulky yet be so quiet?
I'm the fastest man I ever knew, and the biggest.
Not me getting a flashback there for a second. Fastest man alive.
You guys, rather you receive that letter, Nyoka. You may share it with your companions or keep it to yourself. It's entirely up to you. But if there's anything else for 3 weeks, now would be the time before we check with Ingrid.
Like with Sad Girl.
Yeah, no, that was into repair gear.
Of course.
Yeah. But yeah, that's about it.
Understood. Ingrid, you have 3 weeks.
You already know the biggest one that I need to do is I need to go to a blacksmith first and foremost. Yeah.
As stated, master blacksmiths are hard to come by.
Mm-hmm.
They have either, you've been told they left. But you find someone who is willing to do what you request.
Mm-hmm.
He's been in the business for a long time, training. He's still an apprentice, and so he undersells himself. He promises you that it will be done. He provides a significant discount, as he knew you were expecting a master. You may deduct the crowns from your pocket, as,
Yeah, I only got 5,000 left now.
oh no,
Darn.
two weapons are crafted. Anything else, Ingrid?
Few things. I figure a majority of what I was gonna do with Nyoka has already been kind of handled. With part of Nyoka's 3 weeks. But I do want to approach Nyoka as well and offer him a trade of knowledge. The potions, concoctions, every single thing that is related to Witcher, anything that she knows, she wants to give to him. But in return, she is going to expect the same. If that is okay.
Yeah. It's gonna take a little while to learn some of these things.
So that would mean, let me see. Gears and inventory, I think it is. Yeah. Beast oil, vampire oil, swallow potion, thunderbolt potion, and necker decoction are what Ingrid knows. So you would have access to all that.
Yeah, I have Draconite oil, Necrophage, Full Moon, Golden Oriole, Wyvern, and then weapon Viper Fangs, Mana Core Shield, and Witcher Medallion knowledge.
Oh yeah.
So, we'll deal with the time that it takes for you to learn these things, and we'll get a list of what you do learn at the end of the episode. That way we can just handle logistics off screen.
Mm-hmm.
There, if I may, there is
Mhm.
one thing specifically with Ingrid, with that training. At least one of those sessions would be on coping. Specifically, I'm trying to build up her courage. So
I love that. I'm here
Yeah.
for it. Let's go. Ingrid would definitely be a little. I want to say reluctant, but it's not quite that at first. But she will warm up to that sort of help from you, especially after what you saw from her that night, and kind of you were the first person that she knows that caught her in a moment like that, and it kind of gave her a little bit of realization. So she will, after a bit of reluctance, definitely, yeah, be cool with that.
Understood. Anything else, Ingrid?
I got the weapons. I got that. Oh, I do want to talk to Cersei. One on one,
By all means.
if I can find her.
Probably at the store, doing business shit, or reading many spell books.
What do you want me to find when I find you?
It's a slow day, and someone just left, and as before they even walked out the door, she's like at the corner of the counter, like reading the book found on the vampire.
Probably having come in from training with Nyoka or some other such time on the town, she would enter just after that customer would have left, and approach the counter. Um, Cersei, I hope your day is going well.
Oh yeah. Instinctively should shut the book.
Is everything all right? Is that forbidden knowledge?
Oh, sorry. Old habits.
Mm, fair, fair. Keep your secrets. I understand. Um, Nyoka is the same way, so. Hmm. But anyways, there's something that I've been meaning to approach you about, since training in general has kind of been the name of the game, I guess, is another phrase. Recently, I have a request, and I'm not sure if you can fulfill it or if you even want to. But she's a little stammering a little bit. I feel like I need to ask regardless. Um, you know, us Witchers can use a lesser form of magic, the signs. Um, but I have always had kind of a love, an interest, if you will, for those arcane arts. Um, I don't know how to say other than I'm a fan of magic.
Huh. You would be the first to say, actually. Please continue.
Uh, it is amazing what you do, bending what is, you say, the chaos to your whim. Uh, it is both dangerous and beautiful. I was wondering if you might help me better my own skills with the arcane, with the signs, maybe. I could.
Well, storyteller, how would I go about that if I could?
It would teach the basics, the fundamentals. Essentially, you would explain there is a school of thought in sorcery that theorizes that understanding why things are helps you have a bit greater control over them. So, for example, with Igni, why the specific sign, the history of it, what it means, what it is at its core, where the fire comes from. If you're channeling chaos in that single sign, what exactly does that mean? What does that pull from? And in that moment, how strong could it possibly be? Why is it limited in the way that it is? All of these questions, all of these things to be answered could help Ingrid understand and thus gain greater control.
Um, well, I obviously am not a witcher. I can't teach the signs they are better than you could teach me.
Would you like me to?
I don't think I can.
They're lesser magic.
It says
Fun fact, I actually Googled this, and Witchers can learn higher magic if they have if the and mages can use the signs
Oh, the book literally says only witchers can use signs.
because that's the technical parts of the game.
Oh yeah, fuck the book.
So I'm pulling off lore, and I shot this all at Ramos, so I apologize. But no, like obviously from the mechanical standpoints, we're definitely limited, but for roleplay purposes,
No, absolutely. Okay. I mean, I'll never turn down the opportunity to learn something. I just don't
I
know if I
mean,
can physically. But I
well,
can certainly try.
yeah, that is correct.
That being said, there is something that I think could help you right now. Be right back. And she's going to briskly walk up to her room.
As Cersei does that, once Cersei is out of vision, what am I thinking? She pulls out a package. It is not something that's very elegantly packaged together. It's kind of like just cloth and thrown together with rope and stuff. And she's going to gently place it on the counter and then wait.
And then as very quickly, she'll walk back down, and she's carrying a thick ass book.
Ingrid is like looking very both intimidated and impressed.
And she's gonna put it down on the counter with a thump. She didn't even notice the package yet. She's very one-track minded right now. And push towards you. So this is how I learned fundamentals. And it's all about how if you know where the chaos is being channeled from and how it works to the best of your ability, well, that's just the first step in controlling it. And after control becomes manipulation and enhancement and mastery. So read it cover to cover and get back to me.
She will. How heavy would this
It's
book
fucking
actually
heavy.
be?
It's like it's more than a pound, I'll say that.
She kind of looks a little scared for a second as she lifts it, but she definitely lifts it. I mean, she can definitely. It's not struggling. It's just, oh my, I am even more impressed by the mages with everything that I learned. I definitely will. Thank you so very much. In spirit of gift giving, then she'll place the book down because I'm pretty sure she can't pocket this.
Yeah, no, it's a textbook. Gotta hold it.
Bag of holding. She is going to push the wrapped package towards you. I had this made for you. And she's just going to nervously just fold her hands down on the counter and watch you.
She'll delicately, as if you're trying to preserve the wrapping paper at Christmas, open it.
Okay, Ramos, how well did it come out?
Exactly as you expected, Ingrid. The smith sold himself very short, so I'll give you full narrative control here.
It is a ornate silver dagger. It has a the blade itself is ornate and has what looks like a filigree, little design of flowers sprouting from it, and just above those are in elder speech. It says Crow's Talon on it.
What is this? And she'll pick it up and look at it.
I saw that you were training with Nyoka to learn the dagger. And it is a good idea to have something that is not steel, that could wound the creatures that we are fighting. Nyoka and myself both already have our silver weapons, but you do not. You have your magic, but if they get close, it is a terrifying thing, and I want to make sure that you are protected. So I had this made for you. It is as silver as our own Witcher silver swords.
Thank you.
She's going to nod a few times. Thank you for the knowledge. I am looking forward to expanding my mind.
It's one of my favorites. I go back to it anytime I need to remember my roots.
It is a very good practice. We must always remember our roots and where we came from. That's very true.
When I assume like Ingrid's like kind of grabbing at holding
The
the
book?
tome again, starting to grab it again. Cersei will put her hand on Ingrid's. Thank you.
Oh, of course, you are my friend, and she's actually actively not trying to make eye contact right now. I will say her dream is part of what made her want to make this
Makes
as
sense.
well. So she is kind of just silently nodding and just. You're my friend, and I want to make sure that you are able to be safe. And Elodie is putting her trust in Nyoka and myself, and training with the proper weaponry. This is the best that I thought that I could do with the funds that I have that I do not use. So,
Well, that's certainly very thoughtful, and I don't know if I'll be tossing this one around with my spells.
probably not a good idea. Keep that
No.
close for
Yeah.
if they try to come and bite you.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, by the way, I should have said, Ingrid is also offering to pay for the repairs for armor for anybody who needs it in this party. Do you take it, Nyoka?
No.
Noted.
Damn it.
We'll deduct.
Let me dote on you, Nyoka.
We'll deduct coin after the session.
Well, I guess I did give you a lot of knowledge and stuff with that, so. But yeah. That's pretty much it for what I wanted to do with Cersei. Unless, Cersei, you had anything else you wanted to add to that.
No, she wouldn't want to make Ingrid uncomfortable. Just genuinely thanking her and getting those respect points in her tally marks in her head.
And she'll have, I will start reading this today, actually, once I've finished. Yes. So I guess starting to read through that book is going to be part of the thing she's going to do for these 3 weeks. But also, I need a moment with Elodie.
Indeed. So, time passes, about 2.5 weeks in. Elodie makes some intentions known. There are whispers. If it is Bear Keep where they're residing, Elodie could scout ahead. She could journey on and see what the surrounding area uncovers. While the rest of you train and prepare, she can gather information. She intends to leave.
Oh, I'm gonna need a moment with Elodie then.
Noted.
My turn first.
My heart.
Where's Elodie going?
To the surrounding area of Bear Keep. To uncover just exactly what they're up to in that area and what the whispers of common folk
Is that wise?
It may be the safest choice for us to know for a fact what is going on. I feel like she can be in and out quieter than any of us could be. Quicker than any of us could be. No
We
offense, Nyoka.
also know her face better than any of us.
How have vampires changed their appearance?
Some. We have favored forms,
Mm.
and others that are favored by our loved ones. She gives you a look, Cersei.
Cersei has been looking down the whole time, and instinct she knows she would have looked over at her and catches her glance.
And what about this? You said there was some type of what curse spell or something that you have, or am I wrong?
I am safe from no harm, and I am unable to harm them as well.
Seems logical to me.
Careful, they're allies, I guess.
Of course. And you all continue your training, continue your learning. I'll return to you very soon. Hopefully with more information, things we can use.
Yeah.
Well,
I will admit, it has been on my mind to go to Bearkeep myself, regardless of the dangers, to see my home. Elodie, there is something I must ask you to do, if it is not too much. If it is too dangerous to do this, obviously it is not necessary, but I have not been able to be at Bearkeep in so many years at this point, for various reasons. She pulls out her journal. The witch hazel that she had bought from Cersei not too long ago that she had put in her journal, she opens to that page, she grabs it, and then she hands that to Elodie and says, "There are several graves in the courtyard of Bearkeep. If you could place this on the one that has the name Aaron chiseled onto it, I would be much appreciative, because I do not know when we will be able to go there again ourselves."
I understand. I will do this for you.
Thank you. There is more, but it is not something that I wish to do in a public environment,
She
or wish to talk about.
she breaks for a moment and takes you by the arm, Ingrid. And she says,
Ingrid's a little shocked in that moment, but she was just like, okay.
She says, "Come then, tell me your secrets. Away from prying ears." She purposely looks at Nyoka.
If she's pulling her away as she's being pulled away for a second, she is going to say it, but it is not a secret. Okay. Are we in private now?
Yeah.
Okay. She would have had this one strapped to her back. It is another package, not too dissimilar from the one that had been given to Cersei, not a couple weeks prior. And she would pull it off of her back and hold it in her hand. It is wrapped the very same way, but it's much longer. She says, "This is a gift that I know you do not necessarily need, but it is one that I wanted to give to you as a gesture. It is something that may also help you, but I do not know. I just know it is something that I felt I should do. I cannot bring myself to fully forgive you yet, and for that I am sorry. That is my weakness. That is my issue. That is a me problem. But here, she just looks down to the ground as she hands Elodie the package.
She sort of raises an eyebrow and says, "Gifts are very well for me. I apologize in advance if I don't know how to receive it."
It is all right. I do not know how to give it very well.
She gives a smile and then begins to unwrap. Ingrid have made some rolls for this blacksmith. Seems he did indeed undersell himself. There's only one small imperfection here, and that is that the maker's mark is shoddy. Take note of control. What does she see?
As soon as she opens the package, she will find a very elegantly designed silver rapier. Just like Cersei's dagger, there's the floral pattern on the blade. On this one, it says Fox's Claw on it. An elder speech.
She picks it up and turns it in her hand. You did not have to do this.
I know. But it is symbolic. You have been protecting this city from other creatures. You've been protecting a very close friend of mine, my best friend, Cersei, someone whom I love, who, as somebody who has lost everything for the most part, you cling to the things that you have that remain. And this is also a promise that I will do my best to protect her, even if it means that my life is forfeit.
She spins the rapier at her side and brings it up in front of her face. A very military salute. And she says, "With this at my side, you will never have to do that. It will never come to that, I promise you."
But still, as Nyoka has told me before, the world perceives us as monsters just the same, and the world is not a kind one. As much as I wish it to be otherwise, as much as I try to be optimistic, I find myself along those same beliefs as our Viper. I wish to prove myself wrong, but the world has not been kind to me, and I do not expect it to ever be kind to me in return. But I can do my best to leave this world a better place, and that is my goal.
My dearest Ingrid. She holds the rapier to her side now and pulls you in. The world will never be kind to us. This is why the people we meet to ensure that they are kind. Thank you.
And give her an awkward hug because she doesn't know how to be properly affectionate. But she was like, "Thank you as well for giving me at least some closure with this." Okay, I am not very good at this. Shall we go join the others?
Of course. Cersei,
Mm.
Elodie intends to leave in the middle of the night. That way it makes travel easier. It makes it so she can travel swiftly on her own in her own way. No horse-drawn carriage for her, no single steed. She will travel as she can.
Cersei obviously looks very upset and looks up at Elodie with like kind of pleading eyes. That's like, I need to talk to you.
Do you notice each other's weapons?
I notice. You're so gay. I love it.
Elodie looks to all of you and says, "Not training tonight. I think a night in, a night just of companionship. Cersei, need to go over some things with you just before I leave for the store, if I may."
Yes, of course.
She takes you into a back room where you keep other supplies and things. Close the door, and immediately, Cersei, she's holding you.
Cersei is kind of stiff, and when she she's shaking, trembling a little, and she says, "You told me if they find you, what they would do, and you're going to them.
They will not find me.
What if they do?"
They won't. Have I ever broken a promise to you?
When did you decide to do this?
They are moving. Scattered. A few days ago.
Why didn't you tell me first?
She clutches you tighter. Because you could talk me out of it.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at that.
Do not ask me to stay, I will.
No, I'm not going to ask you to stay. I'm going to ask you to come back.
With flowers, my love.
Cersei's gonna cry. Crying is a free action.
You can feel her tears reach you as well. And she says, "Your favorite roses. I will fill Vazima with them."
Oh wait, I'm so sorry. Could you repeat that?
Your favorite roses. I will fill Vizima with them.
You better. I'd be really mad if you come back as a pile of goo.
Only for you.
Can we hear this?
I would say the whispers, the shakiness. If you guys are still kind of just chilling in the front of the store, maybe you guys hear whispering, but it's a densely packed room. It wouldn't echo too well.
Always got to ask about the Witcher senses. Sorry.
Yeah, they're kind of speaking into one another at this point as well.
So you're leaving in the middle of the night. How would you like to spend these last few hours?
I want to stare into your eyes for as long as I can, so that I do not forget you. That no matter what happens, no matter what horrors I face, I can only see you. Cloud my vision with your beauty. Forever.
Easily done. And I'll kiss her, but like, cry again.
Ingrid and Nyoka just awkwardly just hanging out in the fucking front room while this shit's happening.
No.
I will
Yeah.
say, just a little heads up, there is something that I wanted to do with Nyoka, just to spice it in there.
Yeah,
I think the store's about to close, and fuck's taking you so long.
Let's just we could close for them. Ingrid's gonna literally go to the door and just flip the sign to closed, and
you stop someone from coming in with like a potted plant. It was just like,
oh, 100%. No, like Ingrid is being a bear wall right now. She's just like hand out, pushing
Yeah,
the
this
person away.
young
Come back
man just
tomorrow.
holding up a plant, just like, it's not right. I'll come back tomorrow.
She's just gonna if he does like try to argue anything with her, she's gonna just give him the deadpan Witcher stare.
Right. And then he dips out.
Good choice. And then closes, locks the door. I'm gonna let you two finish first before I do my thing with Nyoka, because
Okay.
there's stuff there.
Mm.
There's gonna be roleplay there.
Mm-hmm.
It was part of the whole diagram thing. I was trying to figure out how to roleplay into that, and I realized it was kind of cascading to other roleplays. I'm like, shit, I forgot about that.
It really be like that sometimes. But no, Cersei is just kissing her, clutching her, crying, and when they finally stop, and she collects herself, well, at least I haven't broken that spell yet. There's that.
Small victories.
Mm-hmm. And hopefully when you come back, I can.
I know you will.
I try. We shouldn't keep them, I guess.
No. I like your friends.
They've grown on me.
We like you too.
But they mean nothing to me right now.
Well, then let's finish up for the night and spend these last few hours staring into my eyes.
She kisses you again. It lasts for a while, Cersei. At least it feels like it. There are breaks between this kiss. She whispers something to you. What she says is not important. Some people would call them sweet nothings. But you know she means every word. Eventually, what feels like an eternity passes. And she chuckles and looks around the supply room. In the middle of a back room in a magic shop. Are you seduced yet?
Very.
You two walk hand in hand out of a supply room in a magic shop and rejoin your companions, Ingrid and Nyoka.
Okay, while that was happening, because I'm pretty damn sure that took a minute. Correct me if I'm wrong, storyteller.
By all means.
Um, Ingrid is going to say, in the spirit of things that I've been doing these few weeks and the connections we have come to make, I wish to offer you something, Nyoka. It is not a gift. Well, sorry, this is out of character. Me trying to put the words together. It is a gift as best as I could fit for you, if that makes sense. And she is going to pull out parchment that she had probably purchased from Cersei, written in ink that she probably purchased from Cersei, and hands the bundle to you. These are potion ingredient. These are the concoctions. These are everything that she knows how to make. This is the sum of my knowledge that I have from the bear school that I've learned. And I know that that is part of your goal, to collect this knowledge. And I wish to contribute to yours, if you would offer me the same.
I mean, the book's rather thin. I mean, yeah. I mean, sorry. Yeah, of course.
Knowledge is knowledge, is that not correct? And the more each of us knows, the stronger as a group we are.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and transcribe some of these things.
And as we do that, there is a bit of honesty as well, because I do not want you to feel like I do not trust you in my own way, which it is difficult for me, as you must know, as a fellow Witcher, to find trust. But I feel
trust no
you.
one.
I feel you must know. I mean, that is fair. I feel you must know, with us going into this, the core, the heart of my reasoning when it comes to the higher vampires to Renwick. She pulls out her silver sword. This blade was not my own. This was not the sword that I was given. This is my mentor's. This is my lover's. The attack the hunt that turned into an ambush that was against the Cabal that Renwick was with the leading the Tribunal of Frost. We were tasked with destroying them. It was my first real contract as a Witcher with the others of my school. And we failed. And it not only cost the life of so many, but it cost the life of my mentor and my lover. So yes, I am driven by revenge with this. I cannot lie to you on that.
I'm in no place to determine what your motivations are. That's why there's so many different schools, because there's so many different ideas of what we should be doing.
That is correct. And most would say that us bears are the coldest of the Witchers, but not always. That is not a fact. But in Aaron, in my mentor, I found someone to trust, to teach, and I am sorry, it is difficult for me to speak about, but you could probably put two and two together.
Are you doing this for me or for you?
Neither, both. This is me being forthright with my reasonings behind all of this. I just want there to be transparency, especially with what you saw of me. I see him every night. He is the reason for my waking nightmares. And I know they will not stop. I'm not even sure if ending him will make them stop. But I must try. Not only for myself, but because it is what I believe the right thing to do. And what is it that you always say? We Witchers kill monsters. He is most assuredly the most monstrous being I have ever come across.
Well, fortunately, you're not alone. So,
I do have faith in our little group. And time will tell. But regardless of what may come, I am ready.
good.
And that's all Ingrid is going to say on the matter, unless there's anything that Nyoko wants to say in return to a lot of this. Just sharing of that out of transparency, out of not wanting to hide anything from the group, like that.
You all spend the evening, Odie's last evening with all of you, in various different ways. Gifts have been given. It's about 2.5 weeks into your 3 weeks of downtime. Armor has been repaired, equipment taken care of. It's interesting, to say the very least. 2.5 weeks of all 4 of you being together. Sort of living under one roof. Training, learning to fight, teaching one another. And then a 4th is gone. 4 becomes 3.
I would say that after Elodie leaves, Ingrid no longer will sleep by the counter, and instead she will post up every night by Cersei's door.
Noted. The next few days go by in routine. Perhaps you fill the space. Perhaps some of you feel it more than others. But eventually, 3 weeks comes up, and Velerad knocks at your door, the door of Fox and Crow.
I'll obviously answer it.
Friends, companions, I don't mean to intrude. Just I wanted to invite you to something. We're throwing a bit of a celebration.
Okay.
Ingrid perks up.
Well, I don't feel I've properly rewarded you for your duties to the city. So I wanted to, if I'm being truthful, it's a combination. It's a welcoming party and a celebration of our city's heroes. If that would be alright with you.
Well, Well, I'm never one to turn down a party, Valorad.
Lovely, excellent. Will you be there as well? Sorry, you don't speak to me much. He looks to you, Nyoka.
I'm not even facing his direction.
There it is. Yep. Right. Okay.
He'll be there.
Ingrid.
Can I wear a dress?
Well, whatever you like, dear. It's a party in your honor. In your honor. Again, I don't want to make a lie here. You see, again, it's a welcoming party and a celebration. We're putting. I don't like to say it this way, but we're putting it a bit on display, showing what the city has to offer, the best that the city has to offer.
What heroes are you celebrating exactly?
Well, you.
Yeah,
Who knows what would have happened if what did you call them? The Garcanes, and then of course the little insurgency that we were having, the problem. But it's been taken care of, and we're truth be told, like I said, we're putting it on display a bit. We have some foreign friends that have come to not investigate, but they've offered some aid, and my superiors think maybe we could use it. So we're trying to keep a little bit more independence than usual. So we're again a celebration of you, a welcoming for them, and everything should be lovely.
Ingrid looks excited. Like, she looks like a child that's just been offered candy, and she's trying to hold herself back.
I love that.
And Cersei just, routinely, oh, no, of course, I would love to attend. Thank you so much for the invitation. When is it?
Well, we're going to have it in a few nights, if that's all right with you. I was trying to get everything sorted out, and our guests of honor will be arriving alongside you. Well, of honor, I say. Again, a little bit more political. They'll be arriving in 3 nights.
These guests of honor.
Oh, it is, he's a Burgrave. Heron Koddak, I believe, is where he resides.
Excuse me?
Yes, I'd have to double check the name.
Ingrid steps completely up to him. Say that name as you said it one more time.
He's a Burgrave of Heron Koddak. Is there a problem?
Ingrid looks to Nyoka.
How many?
Well, it should be him and his entourage. I imagine he brings a number of servants, his traveling companions. He's only really given us a number of lists. We have a total of 3 with him. Again, is there a problem?
No problem.
Ingrid looks at Cersei with a confused look and a sharp look.
No problem. We will be honored to attend. And I'll probably be getting in touch with you before then.
Great.
To square away a few things.
Very much look forward to having you. And I look forward to having you all on best display. If you need anything, by all means, let me know. Any sort of a city loan. Trust me, you've done enough for the city. I think that they can repay you with a bit of treasury from the coffers. But I look forward to everything going swimmingly.
Absolutely. Thank you again.
Excellent. Have a lovely day. Ciao. And he departs. And that is where we'll close today's session.
Fuck! Fuck!
Mad.
Oh my god. Of course, the moment you take Elodie away from us, we have, I believe, oh god, I don't even want to say it. I'm terrified of you just putting it into reality. God.
Excellent. Well done, everyone. Well done.
Yes, this was so much fun.
Thank you for running the session.
Oh,
yes,
it was
thank you.
Absolutely my pleasure. Wow, thanks guys so much. Yeah, I can't, fuck, I didn't write anything out. I'm so sorry. Promo stuff. Why don't you start us off, Luna?
I'm Luna. I'm also Druid by Night. I stream on Druid at Druid by Night and Gehenna Gaming on Tuesdays. Ramos and I are in Are We Dead Yet? That's on YouTube. You should totally watch it. And that's me.
Excellent. Azure.
Hello, I am the Azure Butterfly, or Azure, or simply Rachel. I'm a Fae Butterfly on the internet. I stream a collection of horror, story, role-playing games, just anything I feel like playing, for the most part. On Mondays and Tuesdays and Fridays, you can find me on my channel at the Azure Butterfly here on twitch.tv, or you can also see me on any of my socials, which are usually variations of the Azure Butter 1 or Azure Butter 1. And on Wednesdays, I will be doing streaming on Rolling Nomads with either solo content or any group content, depending on who all here this particular group can make it that day. And of course, Thursdays for Ways of Old.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Edge.
I'm Edge. I play Nyoka. If you didn't realize that by now. Play
What?
on Fridays, Hunter games, and yeah, that's about it right now. So, yeah.
Excellent. I appreciate each and every single one of you. You guys are lovely, and I'm blessed to have you as players. Thank you guys so much.
Blessed to have you.
Debatable. I have nothing more for you guys for announcements. We, of course, have been the Rolling Nomads. You can find us right here at twitch.tv/Rolling Nomads, where our schedule is indeed up to date.
I would also like to add that we are working on the Ways of Old website still. That is going to be a thing that you will be able to see information both about the campaign, information that we are willing to divulge about story arcs that are currently going on or have happened, and character bios and information about us and where you can find us, and even watch episodes.
Absolutely.
So that will be coming.
Absolutely. It's a passion project, and that has been led by Azure, and very much appreciated. I'm supposed to be writing some stuff for it, but I have had a busy week. I will take care of it this upcoming weekend, I promise.
I'm starting to be like Edge with
No!
Luna on the backstory thing with this, because you've told me about 3 or 4 times where you were just like, yeah, I can totally knock this out really quick. Don't worry. I'll get this to you tonight, tomorrow.
Yeah, no, we'll get it taken care of this this upcoming weekend. That way the website will be all squared away and up. But yeah, we've been the Rolling Nomads. I appreciate you. We've been the Rolling Nomads, and again, our schedule is up to date, all squared away. And I'm not going to take up any more of you guys' time. But like I said, we'll take care of IP off screen, and we appreciate you guys so much for watching, so much for joining us. We will see you guys here next Thursday, same time, same place,
Same with your
heroes.
channel.
We'll see you then.